Bro's got A10 on the team. Unless it's him. Wait, no, that's you. Okay. I don't know if you know who A10 is, but that's a good name. I like that. Anyway, I'm gonna make this kind of quick. I don't want to waste too much of our time here. So let's read. Don't really know what to do a lot of the time. Okay, that's fine. I will just see how you play, and I'll kind of guide you on the right thing to do. And this is fine so far. On like on defense, you don't really have to do too much, right? Other than just make sure you don't, you know, die for, you know, like die. I can't speak today. Make sure like you don't die in a random way, like getting caught in open space or getting pushed by the D.Va. Then you're fine. See there, that is one of the two things that could happen. The two ways you can mess this up is by dying in open space, or letting the D.Va push you, and you died because you're in open space. So you have to remember, when you're shooting, it's really important that you remember that the enemies are going to shoot back, right? Which means they're going to do damage to you. And to stop taking that damage, well, what do? Well, you just play here. Don't play over here, because there's no cover. I mean, like, there is technically, you can back up like, over here, right? But if you stand here, and like you just take it like a good boy, or whatever, right? I'm not gonna say the other one. Then they're gonna shoot you, and then you're gonna take a bunch of damage. When instead, you should be over here, because it gives you the same angle, but you can just disengage it anyway. So not really a bad decision. It's just the way you played the angle was bad, and you should have used the cover there. So bad from you. You trolled, but that's okay. We're here to learn. Okay, I like this. Okay, just a small nitpick. So when the enemies see you on one angle, you have to imagine that's like a mental screenshot in their head, right? You know the Genji, the soldier, you know all these guys see you on this angle. That's where they think you are most of the time, especially in gold. They don't really have the awareness. So once you get seen on this angle and you kind of fight a bit, rotate, go over here or go over here. Create new angles constantly so that you can keep catching them off guard. Like here, when you run away, boom, just go over here. You catch the soldier off guard. You catch Genji off guard. You see, because they're all looking this way. And also the timing would be pretty good because your team would get, you know, here at the start. But that's minor. But it's something I want you to start thinking about, because if you play main a lot with your team, you see how the enemies only have like one little angle to look at, when instead, you know, you could be here, or you could be on this door, or, you know, up here, or if you're on Widow or something, you could be up here, right? You want to create constant angles like that. Okay, good. Nice. Should have used your rockets first, but that's okay. Good, yeah, cool. I like this. I would prefer if you could not shoot the D.Va, because the D.Va's got a lot of HP. I would like you to shoot the Kiriko or even the soldier here, just because the D.Va is going to be a lot less killable than the other two. But the angle's good. This is a great angle. Dropping is good too. You create an angle. You clearly have a good idea of like creating angles in the middle of the fight here. And we're disengaging as well. Nice. No complaints. Just make sure we get back to shooting. Should have used a rocket first, because then you would have killed that guy a lot faster, right? Imagine you peek, rocket, and then he's just dead. One, you want to rocket because you get the extra burst damage. And two, it's surprising, so she's not going to be able to dodge it, right? Like if you shoot the rocket now, it's going to be way less likely that she dodges it because she doesn't know you're here. And then three, it also boops her in the air, into the air a little bit, and it makes it easier to shoot. Nice. We have decent aim too. And so far, other than that first there, like, you're playing pretty good right now. Again, you could have, yeah, I'm seeing a recurrent pattern. This guy would die if you used your Helix rocket, right? You peek the angle, rocket, he's dead. Rocket and then shoot, okay? Okay. And there's not much to say. You're playing soldier and you're shooting a gun, you know? I like that you rotate here. So you know what I said earlier, right? You get seen on this angle. They know you're here. They can push you. Run away. This is good. The main thing you need to worry about in this comp is just not getting dove by their D.Va. If you get dove by their D.Va close range, you're gonna end up in a really bad position. Good rotation. A little bit of a scuffed visor. So multiple things kind of went wrong here, right? Number one, just kind of visoring like this without really knowing what's going on isn't the best idea. Two, you know, you got very lucky with the D.Va bomb, but I'm not going to talk about that. The main problem is that you ran in front of multiple people, right? And I know you're in the rush and you have Visor, but like you're still killable. Instead, you know, maybe play like over here, because you're still going to be able to shoot people, but you can go behind the cover, right? You see how you go in the open, or even, right, you got booped onto the high ground slightly, so like you could go up here and flank these guys. You see that? And then like you would kill them. But you see how you go in front of them into open space, and you hashtag die. So again, you're like you're taking good angles to do damage. You're just playing them poorly, and that gets you killed because you're standing in the open, right? And you're kind of getting baited out by your team here. Decent angle. Okay, we move away from the D.Va. Good. It's always good to rotate away from an angle if the D.Va sees you. Really good angle. Okay. Let's see what went wrong here. You know, I know what went wrong. The D.Va knew you were over here, right? So the D.Va saw you, and she flew over because she wants to contest you. But your problem is that you went back to the same angle that the D.Va knows you're at. For example, if you were here, she sees you, and then you go down here, and then she sees you here. She'll be, I mean, she'll probably still go up there, but she'll be thinking that you're over here. And then you can come back because she, you know, she has that mental screenshot where it's like, oh, okay, Soldier's main. But then because you go back to the angle when she's already paying attention, you're just dead. And then you end up, you can get the Mega here, try and extend your life, but not much you can do. I have to watch a full fucking Dorado round. Just kill me. And be careful here. Don't want to get too greedy. Nice. Again, you want to use your rocket before, like, you have rocket, you use it first, catch them off guard, you get a lot of burst damage, because like, now you're going to be a lot less likely to actually land that Helix. This is just stupid. Your team, oh no, your team counter. Okay. I mean, I have a lot of things to say about this. Yeah, so, I don't think I need to tell you, this is fucking stupid, okay? You do not want to run on the payload. Your Reinhardt is already touching, so that problem is solved. It's your job now, sorry, to find an angle to shoot. And funnily enough, you actually already have one. Play here, shoot gun. I don't think I need to explain why this is a bad idea, right? Like, looking at it from a bird's eye view, you can compare your position now to the position that you should have played, like over here. Can you see the difference? Don't even need to explain it, right? Alright, let's see. Yeah, I don't think you can Helix up there. So on Dorado defense, obviously the high ground's pretty important. But obviously, if rotating up there is going to take too long, then it's whatever. Dying there is whatever. Because two of your teammates were already dead, so I'll just chalk it up to you not wanting to stagger as well. Like, here for example, whilst you're lucky that you get the rush, you actually don't want to take this angle. If your teammates are all going down main, there's still the right side and the left side that are kind of open. Because think about it, all of the enemies are going to look kind of, yeah, this is perfect. Everyone's going to look in the middle. But are they going to be paying attention to this side or this side? Like, probably not. You could go on this high ground, maybe get over here. You could go below if you wanted to, maybe flank. You could go on this left side. You could go bottom left side. Like, you have a lot of angles that aren't just main. And like, let's say we go on this high ground. Oh, okay, we can shoot the Kiriko. Let's say we go on this high ground. Okay, we can shoot the Soldier. Let's say we go flank below. Oh, we have the pylon, Alari, Kiriko, right? Let's say we flank bottom left. You can get this nice, like, kind of deep angle over here if you want to, right? And that's good, one, because you're going to be less likely to shoot the tank, which means you're going to put more pressure on people. But two, you're also going to be less likely to die. Because if you play on these angles over here, they have to look away from main, when in this example, they don't really have to look away. And then they have to look at you. But that's okay, because one, you're going to be using cover to live, right? As I've been kind of talking about. But two, let's say the Soldier's shooting main, and then you pop from this angle. He has two choices. He keeps looking at main, and you shoot him for free. Or he looks at you away from the main, but then you can see that, and then you just run away, right? So you use cover, and then you rotate away when they see you. And like, I'm not saying this Visor is bad. Like, yeah, like in principle it's fine because you have the rush. But it's like, you probably could have won that fight a lot easier had you just gone on a separate angle. Now, you win that fight because you overwhelmed them with 3 ults. Not necessarily because you made a good play. Does that make sense? Now, like, you should not just be sat AFK on the payload. You should walk forward and prevent the enemies from walking up. Because right now, the enemies are going to walk forward for free. And like, you're not going to stop them. And, like, it's too late now. Like, they're already taking map control. You see how... Like, look at this. You see how if you guys played on the stairs, you stop this soldier from walking up for free. You shoot him. He has to go behind the cover. But now, look, he can run all the way around the map. He can take the high ground. He has a good visor angle. Then guess what? All of you are fucking dead, right? Let's watch this. He puts visor. All of you are dead. Or at best, you're all forced into this room. He forces out a bunch of cooldowns, and then you die anyway, right? And this is your fault. Like him being able to do that is your fault, because after the previous fight, you just sat on the payload and did nothing. Right? Like, this is your fault. You need to get up here and pressure. You need to get over here and pressure. Anything that isn't sat on the payload. But I won't go too harsh on you. Yeah, and then you lose the fight because of it. So it's not that you chose to do something. It's that you chose to do nothing, and that let the enemies walk in for free, right? You never want to let them walk in for free. You want to have as much uptime as possible. Again, we're stuck main. And sure, like, we get some kills, but it's not really because of us. We're not forcing the enemies to look away. They just happen to walk in front of our Ryan and then die, right? You see how this isn't really your doing? You need to take, maybe, you could even go on this angle if you wanted to and helix up. You could run up here and take this angle. You could run in this left room, create a little bit of an angle. You could run over here, right? You're just kind of stuck main, and it means that you only get kills when your teammates get kills. But you're not helping get the kills. This was just kind of a stupid idea. Like, you shouldn't have ran into the soldier here. Right? Like, me go back. It's like, here, you get the kill, cool. Like, just go shoot these guys over here. And then when you see the soldier here, if he hits you with a helix, don't then run into him. Just run back. You can use the cart as cover, it's fine. Enemy turret within my sight. So there, you just got too greedy, and you could have just chilled. You said you were lagging, so I mean, this is whatever, right? Yeah, it was lagging. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, the verdict is, one, you need to use cover better and not get as aggressive when you take angles. Two, you need to get off the main angle like way more, and you need to use angles that make people look away from your team and then look at you. And then number three, kind of a small thing, you need to use your rocket before you start shooting for the burst damage, like when you surprise them, right? Because you're gonna be more likely to get a kill or forcing out a cooldown, whatever, right, by using rocket and then shooting than you are shooting then rocket. Now, on attack, you really don't want to play on the main because you're not going to get an angle, right? The best thing you can do, use the elevator to, again, create an angle. Your team's going to be main. You can go here. You could run behind them and get over here. You could run on the right side staircase. Basically, do, like, I forbid you from standing over here. I forbid you from standing where the cart line goes. Like imagine if you stand on this line where the cart goes, you just die in real life. You can't do it. So now you have to think, okay, where can I go that's not this line to help me get value? And then you're gonna start thinking, okay, maybe I can get behind them, maybe I can flank. Look at what your Moira's doing. It may seem like throwing right now, but like once she's gonna get set up, now look, she can create an angle, and the soldier is now forced to fight this guy instead of looking at main. Now, she misplayed it, and she could have played it a lot better. But you can see the value, right? Soldier looks at her. Kiriko TPs and Suzu's, right? And now, these two, had she lived, would have had to deal with her and not look at the cart. And then you push the cart for free. And then where are you? Doing fucking nothing. The elevator is good initially. But like, if you're going to do this, where, like, you're just sat on the elevator, it's not good. You need to rotate, right? You need to move more. And here, you got greedy for the kill and you died. But why do you get greedy? Because you just sat main. You can't do anything else. You need to go on this side. You need to go on the right side, right? Like like think about, like, if you go on the payload line, you die in real life. So you have to go somewhere else. There we go. This is good. This is good. Look at what's going to happen, right? They're looking main. And then, boom, you pop from the angle. And it's okay, because you could just use cover and run away. Small nitpick. Put the healing pad here. And then you can actually fight and peek without having to hide back here, right? Because, like, the healing pad helps you kind of sustain on an angle. It's not really meant to be used to, like, run away, get healed, and then peek. No, like, it's used to help you sustain on an angle here. The soldier has to look at you and not your team. This angle, they have, you know, Kiriko has to look at you instead of the Bastion or instead of down main. Very good. And then look, you get shot at, you just run away. This is chill. Here, you're getting a bit greedy. You shouldn't peek on such low HP. Just kind of chill. See, now, like, now you need to prioritize living just so you don't die on this angle. Yeah, your heal pads are very useless if you're, one, already close to health pack, or two, if you're not gonna, like, fight on that angle. Also, if you've gone one way already, the enemies are gonna expect you. So I wouldn't go this way again. I would go on a different way this time. And another thing you can try to think of is, like, okay, figure out where the enemies are, and then try and find, like, where the gap is in their defenses, right? So, like, what I mean by that is, like, okay, you have these guys on main, so you obviously can't go main. You can't really go on the right side because the Bastion's gonna be is gonna be mocking you. The Kiriko's on main, and the soldier's kind of up here. Let's just assume you know this. So what is, like, the most vulnerable area to go? Well, you could go over here, actually, and kind of burst down this Bastion, right? Because he's on his own. You could go through this room, and then maybe, you know, run behind them, or a safer angle would be go over here. Why? Because there's the least amount of pressure here. And right now, you need to find somewhere where you're not just... where, like, you're not going to be face stacking the Dominus Shield or the Bastion or the Soldier. You need to find angles like this. Now, like, this is pretty decent, because you see how they're looking this way, and they back up because, you know, you're there. That's very good. You have to run away from the Bastion. No, yeah, you just die in real life. There is nothing you can do now. You're just sat on main. It's GG. It's GG. You can't do anything. It's over. Oh man, how did I almost die? This Visor doesn't do anything because it's just main, and you're firing at a shield. So it's not that your decisions were bad necessarily. It's that you didn't make a choice to do anything. And I guess in that case, the absence of making a choice is a choice in and of itself. You need to do something other than play main, because as we've already established, this doesn't do anything. Like, sure, like, you force out the B and the Panopticon, but it's like you could have just killed the Lucio and gotten a lot more value by just, like, playing up here, by going over here, right? There's a reason why you have, like, a pretty good amount of damage, the most on your team, but no kills, because you're not creating any off angles, right? You know, I actually recommend you watch some A10 videos, right? I think he's got a Soldier arm match to GM. It's like it's pretty old, but it still, like, matches up, right? And I think you'll learn a lot from that. Again, kind of standing in open space, and we almost died. This is good, but like, again, like, we can't do anything, and it's like it's not your fault. Like from this angle, you're doing what you can, but the problem is that this angle sucks because it's just the main lane. They're holding the high grounds. You need to push the high ground so that you can actually get value. You see how you almost killed them, but like, you would have actually killed them if you're on the high ground. And here you take a bunch of damage because you're playing main. It's not fantastic. And then your target priority, we're just shooting the Domina, and like, it's just kind of fucked. And like, now we're just playing main, the Soldier shoots us from high ground, and now we just can't do anything. I don't even need to watch the rest of this. So I'm gonna write down your big mistakes, and then, like, some of your minor mistakes that you do sometimes, okay? Now buckle in. So I'm gonna pull out the pen. Alright, lock in. I'm gonna pull out the pen. So like, your big mistakes are and I'd say there's a couple of them. Your big mistakes are that you play main too much. You play main too much. And obviously this means that you're gonna take a bunch of damage and you're not gonna get a lot of damage. Take damage. Don't do a lot yourself. So like you take too much damage and you don't do a lot yourself, and it's just not very good. What do you need to do to avoid this? You know, kind of use the thing I said where it's like if you follow the payload line or you follow the mid lane, you die in real life. You need to think about alternative pathways to get value, right? And for example, on Dorado, you can obviously go on the right side, like the left side, right? So that's one of your big issues. What else did we have? I'm trying to remember. Sorry. Trying to remember. I mean, like I'd say that's like your only big mistake. What else did we talk about here? God, my brain is fried today. What is going on? I mean, I guess that's the only big issue. I think the next one is target priority. You end up shooting the tank a lot when there's more killable targets, and the reason why this is bad is because the tank is less likely to die and actually like take damage and like, you know, get close to dying. But also, because you're not shooting the squishies, you're not putting as much pressure on them as they're putting on you, which means that eventually they're gonna outpress you, and then you just lose. So I want you to, like, when you take an angle, right, always shoot the person who you think is the most killable. And if you don't think anyone's killable, look at who's the most dangerous, okay? And then once you kind of get that, then, you know, you should be able to shoot the correct targets there. Now, for your small mistakes, these are just things that, you know, they happened a decent amount, but they're not that crazy, right? Number one is when you take an angle, you shoot first and helix second. Obviously, you want to helix first, shoot second. I don't think I need to explain why. Next, we have the health pad usage. It's that you use it to heal yourself, which is good, but the way it's meant to be used is it's meant to help you sustain on an angle, not just hide behind cover and then get healed, because you can just get a support to do that. You can just get health back. The whole point is that you're meant to use it when you're actively fighting on an angle to keep yourself there longer. Okay? Also, yeah, another big mistake that I just remembered is your cover usage, right? A lot of your deaths were just because when you did take an angle, you weren't playing close enough to cover. Like, for example, you know, here, you would play out here, you would take damage, and then by the time you try and get across, you would die. When instead, it should be, you're playing like here, you can still shoot people, but if they shoot you, you can actually get behind the cover and live. Does that make sense? So I'd say these are your main mistakes. You play main too much, your target priority is cooked, and your cover usage is shit. And then your small mistakes is just helix first and make sure you're actually using the health pack to keep you on an angle and sustain. Other than that, aim's pretty decent. You seem to have a decent understanding of like off angles. You just need to do it more. Okay, hope this helps.